Chapter 26. A day later. Bethany sighed as she tried to make out what's in front of her, which is impossible since the room is covered in darkness. But from what she had counted in her mind, it's been 24 hours since she last tasted the antidote, and it's been 24 hours since she'd been left in this dirty, stinky, lightless cell. And it's been 24 hours since she last saw Sebastian. Bethany sighed again as she closed her eyes. Not that it helps anyway, since the cell is darker than black. Bethany let her head fall back, and a small thud sounded from where her head and the wall met. Ow. Then she heard some shuffling. Bethany sat up, alert. She breathed as quietly as possible to not alert anyone and give away her act. She listened for more sounds as she hears some almost silent pit-a-pat of footsteps. Bethany tilted her head. The sound of the footsteps doesn't match ones of an adult or human even. The footsteps were quick, and it sounded like there was more than 1 feet. Bethany! Hello, Bethany, where are you? Bethany's eyebrows furrowed. Valerie? Bethany, which cell are you in? It's too dark in here. Just as she said that, a small thud echoed throughout the empty hall of the prison.
Ow, that wall just appeared.
Be careful, Jace, Valerie scolded. Jace is here too?
Yep, where are you, Bethany?
Jace chirruped. Bethany whistled a low tone and she heard the footsteps rush to her. Bethany felt a furry body before Jace spoke.
Found you.
Bethany ran her fingers through his fur, speechless. But didn't you... What? Bethany felt another body jumped into her lap. Crazy, right? Turns out, Jace and I aren't normal humans either. We're actually descendants of a kitsune. That's how we survived the experiment last time. Bethany nodded, but felt stupid after since they can't see her. Okay, don't really know what a kitsune is, but judging from your other forms, it's a fox? Japanese fox spirits, but yeah, close enough, Valerie answered. Bethany grunted when she tried to carry them off her lap as it was getting numb from the position and the added weight. Did you guys gotten fat or something? You're so heavy. Bethany winced as she stretched out her legs.
Not exactly. We've actually grown.
Jace said. I'm sorry, what? Bethany felt something laid on her thigh, probably their snout.
After we shifted back, we've grown bigger. Probably the kitsune gene worked its magic again.
Jace said. Bethany heard a small smack and an ow. Didn't you hear a thing when Madame Penelope explained it? Typical.
Hey, it was 5 a.m., and I've just shifted into a fox willingly from the first time. Cut me some slack.
Bethany chuckled mentally and interrupted them before a fight starts. So, what did Madame Penelope say? Madame Penelope said the first time we shifted and was so small was most probably because of our age and our premature kitsune gene. We didn't grow any bigger because we didn't shift back into our human form, and the body only remembers our small, kitty bone structures, even though we were both 16 and 19 years of age. After we're familiar with our older bone structure, this fox version did too, so here we are, bigger but no less swift. Bethany nodded, then she backtracked. Wait, Jace, you're older than me?
Yes, don't I look like one?
Bethany could practically see one of Jace's eyebrows raised. It's hard to when you've bumped into a wall just now and whined all the time.
Hey, I can be charming if I want to.
Mm-hmm. Jace huffed and swatted Bethany's hand. Okay. So, why are you here in the first place? Oh yeah, reach to my neck. There's a vial attached to a necklace, Valerie said as Bethany felt the weight on her thigh lighten. Bethany reached out blindly to touch their furry body. Is this you? Yeah, that's my back. Oh. Bethany followed Valerie's back up until her shoulder. She felt a string and followed it, and finally she touched the cold metal glass of the vial. Got it. Bethany pulled the necklace over Valerie's head and placed it around her own. Madame Penelope said that vial will be enough for 36 hours. Just remember to drink it every 12 hours or the antidote will wear off. Bethany opened the vial and took a small gulp. What about Sebastian?
I have it. We just need to find him and give it to him.
Jace said and shook his head gently, and Bethany heard the slight clink of the glass vial. Do you know where he is? Valerie asked. No, we were separated before the execution and had been since then.
It's okay. We'll find him eventually. The Siani drilled the castle's map into our brain. I can probably walk around without anyone noticing with my eyes closed.
Jace said smugly. Yet you still collided with a wall.
One mistake and you won't let me live it down.
Bethany chuckled. Well, you better get going before someone comes in. Okay, we've got to go find Sebastian now. Stay safe, Bethany, Valerie said and licked Bethany's hand. Will do, but no promises. Bethany heard them walk away. Oh, wait! Almost forgot, Valerie said. Bethany heard Valerie coming closer and something small was dropped into her palm. What's this? Why is it wet? There's a letter inside that vial from Randolph, and it's wet because I had it inside my mouth. Ew. Bethany dropped the vial onto her lap. No hands. Bye. Stay safe, you guys. Bethany heard a small yip in response. Bethany picked up the vial from her lap and ran her finger along the vial's design. Inside sat Randolph's letter, but she couldn't read it. She clutched onto it before placing it into her pants pocket. Bethany stuffed the vial around her neck to the inside of her shirt. Good thing she wore a thick shirt. Just then, Bethany heard a louder footfall and some lights ahead. Bethany quickly made herself look more tense than normal and forced her face blank, eyes staring at the wall opposite her with equal blankness. The footsteps shuffled to a stop in front of her cell. She heard the jiggle of keys before her cell opened. Dog. Bethany bristled mentally at that name, but answered anyway. Yes, master. Follow me. Oh, Bethany could basically hear the smirk in those words. Bethany stood up and followed Anelia out of her cell and down the hallway. From the light provided by the lantern Anelia was carrying, Bethany could see the newly made scar that ran from her forehead to the direct center of her left eye and ended at the top of her cheek. From the eye that was not focusing on anything, Bethany could guess that Ryu had half blinded her. Bethany held in the smirk that was about to bloom on her face and succeed in keeping a straight face. After a few twists and turns, light finally entered Bethany's iris, and she tried not to squint at the sudden brightness.
Ah, you've brought her. Good.
In front of them was none other than King Tyrion himself and a few guards surrounding him with their weapons pointing at her. Bethany huffed at that. The guards need more than these weapons to stop her from ripping their precious king's head off his shoulder if she could.
Now we can proceed with the mission.
Mission?
Had the general tell you about the mission?
King Tyrion said as he sat on his throne. Find a hunter team called Nova, Anelia replied. Nova?
Yes, but that's not all. All hunters are pain in all the supernatural's ass. Yes, but this particular team are way smarter than most. The Duke had been killed yesterday because of them, and he was hidden at that time. We need to know how they know all these stuff and how they've killed high-ranking people, even those that were more experienced in war.
What do you want me to do, sire? Anelia asked with a small smile, knowing what he'll want to do.
I want you to find them and take one back for questioning.
The rest?
Kill them.
Anelia smirked and bowed. Yes, my lord. Bethany followed Anelia out of the throne room and into the weaponry room. Anelia grabbed Bethany's katana and gave it back. Get ready. You'll be leaving in 5. Ah, so this is a solo mission. Bethany nodded and started gearing herself up. Bethany hated using their equipment, but with what the king said about this team, she'll need all the help she can get to survive. Typical of them not to use their own blood to risk their lives. After 5 minutes, Bethany walked out, and Anelia was there. She placed a tracker on her, an in-ear connected to a GPS.
Is she ready?
Yes, sire.
Start then.
Anelia nodded, and Bethany was off. It had been hours, and Bethany hadn't found anything yet since she left that castle. She was tired and hungry, but she couldn't stop. No, not with those vampires monitoring her every move from her point of view. Bethany sighed softly to not let the mic detect her voice. Just then, an arrow whipped past her. Bethany's eyes widened and looked up. There, on a thick tree branch, was a boy, maybe her age, stood. The wind was windy and a strong blow blew his hood away. Bethany's eyes widened even more. Is he that person? Bethany remembers that face as clear as the photograph she first saw in Randolph's room. There, standing on the branch, was no other than the famous missing werewolf, Thomas.